Hello. We are making a video, the frog and I want to talk about psychology. I want to talk about jealousy, and I want to particularly talk about unconscious jealousy. And I see that in men and women. Men have it in a way where they are jealous of, like, Elon Musk or Donald Trump, and they will try to slander them. Okay, and the corporate agenda already slanders them, and already I think they pay people to slander them in the media also, and the public accepts that fully because they already are jealous of them, and it just caters into their ego, that's into the feelings that are already there, and that's what the corporate agenda works with. They work with people's already existing emotions. So that's what's going on, whether it is fear of hell or fear of the devil, fear of witches, or fear of the Illuminati, or jealousy of Elon Musk and Donald Trump. The corporate agenda knows how to make it even more aggravated. They throw fuel into the fire with this, okay? And then they give people money on top of it, so to make sure to slander them even more. And the public, most people would never put A and B together and ask the question, why is this middleman offering me money for this slander action? They don't ask that question. So they go, right on, grassroots activism or whatever. But the middleman has offered you a lot of money. Where is this grassroots activism getting the money from, right? So obviously it's not grassroots activism. But I'm doing grassroots activism with Dollar Tree toys because I don't have money coming to me. I don't have donations or middlemen paying me to try to make the earth a better place, right? Middlemen don't do that. They don't pay anyone to make the earth or the world we live in, Earth, Moon, Mars, and beyond, to make that better, make it great, right? No. If you want to make something great, including the United States, make the United States great for the first time, right? Because it's never been really great. So if someone offers to do this, no, that's not on board with the corporate agenda, because that doesn't get the corporate agenda, the people on the string holders on the top with their $50 and $100 million mansions in Bel Air and around the world, with their Kate Moss photos of, like, promoting Bahnhof Zoo, Berlin, heroin addiction and stuff like this. So that kind of mind state of, like, sort of halfway hidden SM sadomaso images that are hanging in every single one of those mansions, by the way. So that's also something that really gets you wondering. I don't know if it gets other people wondering, but it gets me wondering. So, with other words, and I'm not saying every single mansion. So from about, let's say, I looked, I have several that are my favorites, and from those favorites, let's say I have 10 favorites that I like to look at. I don't like the images. I don't like the the photos or the artwork that they have on the wall, because it's like covered up sadistic images. But from 10 of those, there's maybe one who doesn't have sadistic images. Okay. There's one who has modern art without violence involved. So some of it is not like my artwork. It's never like my artwork. It's never peaceful with a flower and with something chubby image or something. No, it always like cross scratching and stuff. But that's that's better. That's better than sadistic images. I see that right away when something is some kind of covert sadistic image. Right away I see it. And so I wonder what's up with the 90% of wealthy people with this affinity towards sadistic images. All of these are the questions that are just running through my mind all the time. What's going on? So they have achieved the wealth that they have achieved. It doesn't mean that being sadistic is equal to being wealthy. No, there are way more sadistic people who are not wealthy, of course, and I'm not even saying this is just something that happens more statistically among wealthy people. I would say it happens more statistically in people who are rather underdeveloped. So the wealthier people have more compassion, they have just a more stable brain in general. But there are some of those wealthy people that are, particularly because I've been looking at my favorite homes are the ones from Paul McLean, and they happen to be in the Los Angeles area. And that's where these sadomaso images are hanging on people's walls. You might wonder, is that one person who owns every single one of those homes by Paul McLean? No, it's not. They're owned by different people. So, and then how come they all have the same kind of tendencies? So, what's going on with this? That's the question that runs through my mind. They have achieved this, so they are in the show, but they're usually show business type of rich people. They've achieved all of this. They have their mistresses. They have explored any kind of taboo world already. How farther down the line of taboo are they going to go? I guess the ego doesn't have any limits with this, right? So it's like it just keeps on going. Just like if you give someone if you do someone a real big favor, they'll want a bigger favor. Right? The ego never ends, right? If the ego wants to demand something and we give in to it, then the ego will demand even more, and it won't stop because it's not based on rationality anymore. So I'm shining the camera at this wall, so don't worry. So yeah, that's what worries me, is that whatever act outs people are doing, whether it's a drug addiction or self-harming and cutting or sadistic behavior towards other living beings, or snuff films, or child abduction, and human trafficking, and I mean the list goes on, you know, with the atrocities that are going on, and then they have so-called artwork on the wall that shows covert sadistic behavior. And to me that's not artwork. To me that's not art. Artwork, even if it's just a painting of a sadistic act, or something that, you know, has someone with some kind of Iron Maiden or spike face mask and sewn closed teeth, lips, whatever these kind of people are doing, whatever images they're idolizing. And then there are clubs also, and then the Wolf of Wall Street talked about this very openly with Logan Paul, and that also really frightened me when I heard about this, and I'm not even going to go into the details. There was one thing that really particularly troubled me the most. And what I see is that it not only happens on an individual basis, then it becomes almost institutionalized with some kind of, with a show business fad type of atmosphere, where this stuff becomes faddish, you know, where the self-cutting girl becomes, and that I see this also among the Muslim men, particularly among young Muslim men, and particularly among young and rich Muslim men from Dubai and those kind of areas particularly. I don't see this happening among rich Swedish or Scandinavian men. This is my personal observation. I'm not putting any kind of race judgment into this. This is just simply what I'm observing. And so I want to know, how do we fix this, you know? That is my question. How do we heal this? How do we heal this convoluted ego? Whatever it is, whatever people are acting out on, whatever act out they're into, you know. How do we heal this is the question. Okay. How do we heal it? If I judge them, if I come at them and say, "Oh, you bitch," or whatever, you know, to Calvin Klein or whatever, whoever it is. You know. I used to like his perfume Obsession, because I have a lot of obsession. We need a perfume called OCD, so that'll be next. But, you know, don't glorify these horrific images, you know. This, and then the artist goes like, hey, I made a covert sadistic image. Nobody will figure it out. Oops, Nicola's seen it. Yes, I've seen it. Yes, so. But what's the point, is my question. What is the point of it? It's not art, okay? Art is love. Art is compassion, okay? Art is truth. So I make another part.